Hey gamers, I am Snake7 and welcome guys to yet another part to my NTSC Super Nintendo games collection. This little lot behind me obviously. Oh, obviously, I've said it again. We left it off in the N category last time and I thought I'd showed you all the N category games but I didn't, there was two left. So we'll start with those two and then end up all the way down in the R category for the final game. So let's crack on guys. Now, this one I didn't purposely go out and buy. This one was with the console when I actually bought the console. So I just kept it because it's in fairly decent condition. And it's one of only 3 sports games that I'm going to have in this collection. End of story. But it's an LGN classic. Yes, LGN, the dreaded 3 letters. But I've got to say, LGN did make some decent titles. But as I say, this game is a sports game and it is NBA All-Star Challenge. As I say, the condition of it is in relatively good condition, minus shelfware. But it's your typical one-on-one basketball game. And there's basketball games are plentiful on the Super Nintendo. So, you know, once you had one, as far as I was concerned, you played them all. Unless it was like a full team basketball game. But these are one-on-one games. 27 of your All-Star Classic basketball players for the time that it come out, because it's 1992. Typical challenges for a basketball game: you have your one-on-one, your free throw contest, your 3-point shootout, should I say. You got a challenge called Horse, which I've never heard of, and typically your NBA All-Star tournament. So varied challenge there. I'm not too sure if it's one and 2 players, but I've never give the game a chance, unfortunately. But you know, it's a game to add to the collection. As I say, I'm not going to be adding many more sports titles, if any. That's a fact. But rarity on this one is 2 out of 12, so it isn't fantastically rare, but still a nice little game to add to the collection. So there you go, guys. That's NBA All-Star Challenge. Now, the next game is yet another basketball game, but this one I did want to get back because I did have this originally in the collection. And I quite liked this game when it did come out. But I re-picked it up again for a really, really decent price. Didn't pay to the earth for it. But it is NBA Jam. As I say, the condition is really, really nice for this one. But yet again, this is a one-on-one basketball game with your typical NBA stars teams. This was an arcade game, obviously, as you can see. But the twist on this one is your players have the ability to do like super slam dunks and things like that. So it's kind of a little, you know, appealing. This one is 2 players. So, you know, it's a nice pick up and play game. But this one would honestly be the only sports game that I really would pick up. Because, as I say, I had it originally in my collection. So it's nice to have it back. But that one in rarity is an amazing 2 out of 12 yet again. But still, a game I'm glad I got back from the original games that I had in my collection. So there you go, guys. That's NBA Jam. Right, moving on to an underrated classic as far as I'm concerned. I love this game. It's made by Jalico, yet another infamous developer. They did make a few average side-scrolling beat-em-ups, which I've yet to add to this collection. But this one, for me, it's a favourite of mine ever since I bought the game. And as I say, I think it's an underrated classic personally. And it is Operation Logic Bomb. This one is in really, really nice condition because I've had this since it actually came out. But as you can see, it's like a top-down view, blast 'em up, as you can call it. But the story behind this one is there's a lab that have been working on an interdimensional transportation device, and the lab gets taken over by an alien force, and you're sent in to take out the alien force and rescue the scientists, obviously. No. But yeah, absolutely fantastic game. I really, really love the selection of weapons and the bosses you have in this game. If you never played this, highly recommended to pick this up and give this a go. Won't be disappointed. Very under the radar game as far as I'm concerned, but rarity on this one is 5 out of 12. Very, very good game. That's Operation Logic Bomb. Right, this one, classic game. I do like this. Delphines first, if I'm correct, before Flashback. I ain't too sure whether it's this game first or Flashback. Oh, I just don't know. Just leave a comment, let me know. But absolutely fantastic game. I really do like it. It's another released an anniversary edition to download on the PS3, I think. But you can't beat playing the original. And it is Out of This World, or Another World if you got it on the European version. But I just love the name for the NTSC version. But the game itself, yet again, very, very nice condition. Game, it's like a cinematic game, basically. You're more or less within a movie, but it can be very, very difficult. I gotta admit, I've got to the end, and I think I did it with a cheat. Personally, I honestly can't imagine myself ever to do this game normally, because I can only get like halfway through. But it's just a fantastic graphical game. Music is really good in it as well. As I say, it's very cinematic, like a movie game, but it's a good benchmark for the sequel. I'll call it a sequel, Flashback. But I know there was a semi-sequel to this on the Mega CD, and I've never been able to remember the name. I was talking to Dahl about it when I was in London, but I'd always love to get my hands on it. So if anybody knows the name of it's kind of a sequel to Another World, but it was on the Mega CD, but it only came out in America. Let me know, because I'd be interested to find if I could get that, because I'd love to play it. But yeah, this is a fantastic game. If you haven't played it, go check it out. Rarity on this one is a modest 6 out of 12. So that's Out of This World. Right, next game is one of the classics that come out when it was first released, the machine. And it is Pilotwings. I've got to be honest with you. Before I go that far, as you can see, the game is in very, very nice condition, as per usual. But as I say, I'll go back and digress, and I've got to be honest with you, I haven't given this much time. And when this very first came out, I didn't buy it. I don't know why. Something just, something about it just didn't interest me. So I've only really picked this up the beginning of this year, to be honest. And I've give it a go. But it's one of these games I really must sit down and play, because it is a classic game. It really is a really classic game. But as I say, I haven't really give it much time, which is a shame. For a first release, you'd have thought, I'd have been on the ball and I bought this when it very first came out, but I didn't. And I've waited all this time to get it, but I'm not disappointed. Picked it up for fairly cheap. Happy to have that in the collection. And it's varied challenges, obviously skydiving. You have your hang gliding, and then your plane. And then I think if you do all the missions, you have a mission at the end you have to do, sort of thing. So, it is what it is. Everybody's played this apart from me. But the rarity on that one is a modest 6 out of 12 again. So that's Pilotwings. Now the next one is another very, very good game. I love this game. And the sequel is inbound. Believe me, I'm going to get this sequel no matter what it costs. But the game I'm talking about is Pocky and Rocky. Love this game. Obviously bought this one from day release again. I've had it ever since. Brilliant condition. And as you can see, yet again, it's like a top-down. You got to call it like a shoot-'em-up sort of style of game. But boy, this is relentlessly difficult. It is very, very hard. But there's something about it that just makes you want to go back and play and play and play. It's a fantastic, fantastic game. Getting very sought after though, this is, especially the sequel, which is quite hard to come by of late. But as I say, the sequel is inbound. I'm going to get this, the sequel to this. Believe me, I'm going to get it. I'm going to try my damnedest. But as I say, absolutely fantastic game. Rarity on this one is a very good 8 out of 12. So if you're lucky enough to have picked this one up when you first got it, enjoy it, because it's a classic game. But I don't envy anybody picking it up, unless you just go for the cart, because it is quite a pricey game now. But that's Rocky and Pocky. Great game, that is. Now we're on to another classic game. I very first played this when my cousin bought it many moons ago. He bought it at the Games Master. There was like an exhibition at the NEC years ago, and it's like a Games Master like exhibition, and that Games Master Live, obviously. And it was a fantastic day. The stalls they had there, the consoles. I wish I could go back in time and buy the stuff where I saw on the day there, because it's just super. I've just never seen. I mean, you get to the revivals and what we got nowadays, but it's nothing compared to that one day. That one day at Games Master Live at the NEC was amazing. It's that much stuff there is untrue. But my cousin bought this game, and I was so impressed with the music and the gameplay. I went out and bought it myself about 3 days later, and I sat there and done 20 levels in one day. I just was hooked on it. But it is the one and only Prince of Persia by Konami. What a classic game this is. Music, gameplay, graphics. It is a stunning game as far as I'm concerned. A true classic side-scrolling platform game. One of the best as far as I'm concerned. As I say, I bought this and I sat there and I zapped through 20 levels in one sitting because I was into the game so much. But I know it's numerous versions for different systems, but this is by far my favourite personally. But rarity on this one is a modest 7 out of 12 again. But that, guys, is Prince of Persia. So you've seen Prince of Persia, so I might as well show you the sequel, which is Prince of Persia 2. This one was brought out by a different publisher. I think it's Titus. And the game is in absolutely pristine condition as per. But the game is an absolutely massive letdown. Graphically, the graphics are quite good. But the gameplay, the control system, it's horrible. It's terrible. And I gotta admit, it's a big, massive letdown because I loved the first one. But I had to get this one just to add it to the collection and as a sequel. But it's a shame. I would have loved it to be very similar to the first one, but unfortunately not. But rarity on this one, 7 out of 12 yet again, guys. You know, graphically great, but gameplay-wise, not a patch on the first one. So, if you're not a collector, avoid this one, trust me. So that's Prince of Persia 2. Right, onto a movie-based game. This one is a film I really quite liked, a Disney film. And I love the idea of having a rocket pack on your back, and you'll know exactly what I mean when I show it you. And it is the Rocketeer. I bought this one ages ago when I very first started picking up my games, and the condition of this one is quite worn, unfortunately, as you can see. But I did pick it up for about a £5. I will replace this because I can't stand the fact that it is the way it is. But for the time being, it does the trick. But, you know, it's a movie-based title game. Graphically quite good. Only 4 stages to it. You got like a shooting stage. You race planes in it. You got like a flying section, which I really do like. And you've also got like the final fight on the Zeppelin at the end. If anybody's watched this film, really good film. And as I say, it ties into the film quite well. But, you know, don't expect a massive gaming experience because it's quite short for what it is. But still, a nice little title to add to the collection. And there's not very many movie licenses that I can say I can sit down and play. But this one, you know, it's pick up and play, and a good quick fix game. But as I say, I love the film. So, very, very good little title to have in the collection. For cheap anyway. So that's Rocketeer. Rarity on that one, 6 out of 12. Right, onto the final game, guys. And it is a classic racing title, Rock and Roll Racing. What can I say about this game? Brilliant tracks, brilliant cars, brilliant music. Condition of this game is in top dollar. Fantastic game, true rock anthems. If you're into your rock music, this is an absolute must to add to anybody's gaming collection. I can't say enough about it. 1 and 2 players, absolutely awesome title. And the rarity on this one, guys, is a modest 5 out of 12. So, guys, that's it. I'm running short. I've got to call it time. So, thanks for watching this episode. I'll be back with another episode. As per usual, I am CyberSnake7. Keep playing, keep watching.